So you can go up here on the top tab and go to composition, new composition. And then you can just change the color to whatever you want. I'm feeling blue today, so I'm going to go for blue. Yeah, sad stuff. And then you just click OK. Should be there. And the composition should be open at the bottom too, so you can start adding text and whatever here. So we're going to be playing with text. Actually, I'm going to go and zoom in a little bit so we can see what the hell we're looking at. Yeah. So we're going to be looking at text today. So we're going to be looking at this guy a lot. So this is the horizontal type tool. So you're going to click that, and you can just drag this, and you can just start typing away. Yeah. And sometimes it's a little screwy with the anchor point. So what you want to do is you want to have it in the middle. So you go to this little thing and you can play with the anchor point and then put it in the middle here. Because whenever you resize it and it's in a different area, it starts just being really funky. It's just a lot easier if you just do it like this. And if you're wanting to resize this, there are a few ways you can do that. You can go back to the type tool, highlight this guy, and well, actually let me go ahead and fix something here. You need to make sure that your character and paragraph window are open. So character, paragraph, well, where the hell are they? I see this here now. I see paragraph. Aha, it's different here. But yeah, you can make sure that they're both open by going to window and just checking them. So those are highlighted, and I can just drag this, make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, it's cutting off, I see that, but you can definitely do it that way, or you can do it by just coming out and just stretching it. Make sure to hold that shift key, guys. And you can resize it those different ways. Alright, that's pretty much just text coming in, resizing, and all that shenanigans. So, you guys ready to animate? I am. Alright, cool, let's go. Alright, so does everyone have their text up?
Right.
Or is anyone still trying to put it up, or is it all good in the hood?
I don't know. Nobody's answering.
Alright. I see you're not doing shit over here.
No,
Alright, let's see how it is. Alright, so what you want to do for animating text, you're going to want to hit the drop arrow on your text right here. And then you're going to want to go to this little guy that says animate. Does everyone see that?
Right.
And there's a little arrow next to it. You can hit that. And what are we going to play with today? Let's go and play the scale. Let's hit scale, guys. So it's going to open up these new things down here. There's going to be a thing called range selector 1, and then there's going to be the scale. And you're going to want to open up range selector 1 by hitting this little drop arrow. And this is just so you know how it starts and ends and whatnot. So you're probably going to want to hit the start. And let's go to make it itty bitty for the beginning. So you're going to want to...
upside down.
What?
It's upside down.
Well, you know what, I'm noticing that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit 0 then. You can also type into that to make it whatever size you want.
That's not fair.
Well, I know. So I'm trying to do so. Alright, so you're going to want to hit the clock on that scale as well. Make sure you hit your clocks here so you can set keyframes. And then go for however long you want. I'm going to go for... Is that 15 seconds? That is not about to fly. I'm going to go a little... I'm going to go like 3 seconds. And then for that, I'm going to want to go ahead and resize it back to, let's say 100.
Mine doesn't like changing sizes already.
And should be doing that now.
Right.
You said yours isn't changing sizes?
Yeah.
Did you hit the little clocks to start it at the beginning?
Yeah, wow.
I was doing that all day yesterday when I first figured this out. I just forgot to hit those clocks.
Okay, wait.
You see the underneath it where it says scale?
You're gonna have to hit the clock on the
Scale.
actual function as well too.
Okay.
It's still not changing, is it?
Oh, that one hurt. Okay.
This is just flipping around, isn't it?
Whatever.
Does anyone have any questions about it? Is anyone else trapped?
Mine doesn't work.
Yours doesn't work either? Did you start? Where was keyframes going?
Why are both of her starting in?
Where did you start your percentage like differently from later?
It ended different now.
Hold on, it's
Oh, that's something. It's not
Okay.
what it is, and it looks pretty though. So, yeah.
okay.
Alright. Alright, do you guys want to try animating in a different way?
Yeah.
Alright. Let me, well, what we can do, you can either recycle this text by, just deleting this animation stuff, or we can just get a new little text box.
You could just delete
Well, you know
the
what?
animation on that one.
Well, you know what? I want to do a new text box. Alright.
Nick Cage.
Yeah, man. Nick Cage is the best.
Who's that?
We can use that. Nicolas Cage, bro, the best actor ever.
His name is definitely Nick.
Alright, so we're going to go back to this drop arrow. We're going to go to animate like we were doing before. And we're going to learn how to do cascading type. So, of course, we're going to go to... Where are we? Is there a... I could have sworn I saw... I'm going crazy.
Laptop. How the animation that
Maybe I'll do.
No, it's... Hold on, let me look at my notes real quick. Sorry about that. Oh!
Is your hose? Is that what it
This is weird. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys.
no, I just start and stop and change
is? I don't
It's
get
like
it.
going backwards and forwards.
It's weird.
That looks so cool.
Well, apparently it already has a new little thing. One second. Scale 100, scale 300.
You got both texts up there.
Well, I wanted to. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. No wonder I'm done. Whatever. Alright, I'm just gonna animate and. Can't remember what I did. I think it was.
I thought it was in the FX.
What's it?
I thought it was.
Well, I'm gonna be looking around for a little bit. No, it's something else.
I saw the word cascade in 3D channel under FX.
I just did this yesterday, guys. I apologize. Hmm.
I just edit this part out.
Yeah, we're just gonna snip this little bit in the bud. My notes look like a 3-year-old wrote them, so it doesn't help. Because I essentially have a 3-year-old write it for me, which is me. Let's see, type scale 300. Well, oh, I know what I did. Okay, so for this cascading type, it doesn't necessarily matter which little thing you choose. So I'm just gonna do scale again, and I'm gonna have it start at. Oh, sorry. And I'm gonna have it start at say. Let's just make it really big. Let's make it 300. This is gonna look disgusting, guys. Just so you know. All right, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to go to. I think is it advanced. Where? No. Okay, we have to go to the offset. And we're going to want to take that to 100.
Where's the offset on
Well, let me start a little thing here.
The range selector.
Don't forget to hit your clocks, guys, because I always do. So it's the offset that really does it. So it doesn't really matter like what you do for the animation. It's just you have to have some sort of animation to play with. So I can do that. Have my keyframe here, and then set that back to, I don't know, 0.
Move to forward. And then put it. You made the text start to 0.
And this is actually backwards from what I want. So what you can do, actually, is you can actually highlight your keyframes. You can actually just move them around if you want. Since I goofed, I'm just going to put this over here instead. And let me highlight these guys again. Move that. And this is cascading type, guys. Are you guys having difficulty with it all? All right. So is everyone okay with the cascading type?
Yes. Yeah.
Alrighty. We're gonna, well, let me see. I'm just gonna get some new text in here. So we're gonna go back to that text box.
Can you start a new text?
Well, stop. I just said I'm getting a new text box.
You told yourself.
Well, I did tell myself. I was probably too quiet about it. Alright, so.
All this will be recorded.
I know. You're gonna have to listen to it again.
I'm just saying.
Alright.
We're gonna be busy.
So we're going to be adding a vertical blur to this text here. So we're going to, you would think that you would animate it, but you actually do it a different way. So what you would have to do is get your text out. Is everyone ready to rock and roll? Okay. And then you'd want to go to Effect, and you'd want to go to Blur and Sharpen, and then you would want to do a directional blur. And whenever you add an effect to something, you can go down to your little drop arrow, and then a little effects thing will show up, and you can do a drop arrow again. And then, of course, there's directional blur that I just added. So we can look at that. And we're going to be doing something similar. We're just going to be adding keyframes to it. We're going to be, well, let's see how blurry we can make this guy. What's that? Oh, you want, what?
Feel free to start.
No. And let's just see if we, there we go. Let's make this blurry. For it to actually be vertical, let me make that 0. There we go. And pretty much you just want to play with the blur lengths. And if you want to, instead of just drag a bunch of times, you can actually drag and hold shift, and it'll just do it a ridiculous amount. Does everyone have a super duper blurry image?
Yep.
All right. Don't forget to hit your clocks. Well, I guess the direction clock, it doesn't really matter. And then just drag to wherever you want. And then let's make this not blurry for whenever we actually do see the text. So let's go ahead and for whenever we get our last keyframe on the blur length, we'll go ahead and tap 0. And it should have your text. Mine says derpy derp. You just can say whatever it wants. And then you can just play it through if it will play through.
This one.
There we go. It's just going slow as hell. And you should have some very blurry text become crisp and clear.
This will be a good one to make it disappear, actually.
Yeah, or you can, yeah, you can do it vice versa, and you can just like, I'm just gonna switch out my keyframes. And you can just have it go away. And there it goes. And if for some reason you do stuff like backwards like that, switching around keyframes is just so much easier than just having to redo it. It just wouldn't make sense to redo it. Does anyone have any questions about doing that? Or is anyone lost? Yes, no, maybe so.
Oh, it's already
No,
cool.
already done. We just don't have
Oh, it's actually really
What was it? What was it being goofy?
No, I just don't know.
I just need to think.
Don't do it to me.
I know it's stuck though. Never mind, I guess it was a false alarm. Alright. And we're also going to try another animation. So we can just, instead of keep doing new types, we can just reuse this one. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this effect off of here. And we're going to go to animate again. So drop arrow, go to animate, hit that little arrow. And we are going to play with the tracking. Yeah, so we'll go to animate the arrow and then go to the tracking here. All right, and let me hit that. Go hit the range selector, hit the start, and I'm trying to remember if it was option. Oh yeah, and you're gonna want to play with the tracking amount for whenever you actually want to do the animation itself. So I'm just gonna do something ridiculous, have it go all the way out of the screen, and don't forget to hit your clocks, guys, to actually track these keyframes. And then I'm gonna go to here and then make it normal again. So I'm gonna go back to the tracking amount, hit 0, and let's see if that did something. I think it might have done something. Yep, taking its sweet time. It's really creepy actually, just having that E approach. And then all his friends come along. Is it working for you guys?
Yes.
So yeah, if for some reason you're wanting all your letters to come to one letter, that is the way to do it, is the tracking. And if for some reason you want to do it the other way, you can always switch around the keyframes. Whoop. Like say that D like smells really bad or something, they just want to get away from him, just have it, just leave. Just like that. So that was cascading type, adding the blur, animating some tracking. Did anyone get lost on the tracking, or is that cool and stuff?
It's not working.
It's not working?
It's okay. It's okay.
So weird.
I feel like you have too many keyframes.
Well.
You shouldn't? Okay. And we're gonna do one other thing, and this is gonna be pretty much different from everything else we've done in here. So we're gonna get rid of our animation, and let me see real quick. So make sure to have your text selected, and we're gonna go to our pen tool. We're gonna be doing a text going along a path. So let's go ahead and hit that pen tool, and we're gonna make a little path. And I don't want to have the text in the way, so I'm gonna go ahead and just have it off for a second while I make this path here. And for the paths to be smoother, instead of being like super jagged, you're gonna want to do this. Click this little box up here that says Roto Bezier. It just makes it just smoother edges essentially. So if you want your text to go like on a little roller coaster ride, you can just do that. Boop a doop. And then I want my text to end here. So let's see where that text is. Well, maybe I didn't do it right. Hold on a second. Oh, yes. And for it to be adjusted to that path, did everyone make a path so far?
Yes.
Well, I guess you're talking for the class. So, so what you want to go to do is go to the arrow where it says path options. And you actually just create this new mask essentially with this pen tool. So this is mask 1. So with these path options, you want to make the path instead of to none, you want to make that go to the mask 1 that you just made. So it makes the text go to that path. Did it attach to your path? Mm-hmm. And then attach it to the new mask you just made.
What's next, Jacob?
All right. So next, we're going to want to go ahead and go down here where. Does everyone have their path options open? There's this little itty bitty thing that says first margin. And what you're going to want to do is, well, let me go to the beginning here. And you want to set a little keyframe, hit that clock. And then you're going to want to drag it out of the image, essentially. If like yours is near an edge, hopefully it is. I meant to say that earlier.
Oh, cool.
So it'll start outside of the frame.
Well, this is so neat. Thank you.
And then after that, you're going to come on in for whatever period of time. And then you're going to drag it back in. You're going to go back to your first margin, and your clock should be clicked. So,
Well, that is so cool. How do you check the text out?
how do you want?
Exactly here.
First margin, you just keep going left. Drag this right here. All the way. Other way.
Yeah.
You just keep on.
Yeah. And if it takes a while to drag it, like I said before, you can hold shift and it can just do it. Not necessarily exponentially, but it'll multiply the amount. So we'll see if this plays out.
Pick another spot over here.
Whee!
Well, he just did first. So
Might be a little bit prettier if I have the
he
thing
brought it
unchecked.
back to 0. No.
So is it working for you guys?
Yes.
Make it.
Whee!
Yeah. All you gotta do is click it and make it. You can bring in more than right. So
Is anyone having difficulties with it?
Yeah, okay,
You wanna-
does this path require to have like a line,
since it didn't
or
go
it's
away,
fine
go to
with
the
the shape?
super-
What was that?
Go.
Does this path have to be like, that's
Like-
not like shape or something path?
Keep, yeah.
Like, when this
Grab
is
the
shape.
shape origin and keep dragging
No,
it
it's
the
a,
other way.
you know what I mean?
But it depends,
Until
you
it
know,
goes all
which
the way.
path, and it's still showing none.
I guess go ahead and delete that path and like
Have we tried that?
you can try
It's like
Go back to the handle.
it's gonna derpy derp. Let's see what derpy derp's doing.
You're on the pen,
Maybe you fill none. It'll probably help.
His is pretty funny. It matches with the word really well.
And